Greetings everyone and welcome to my channel. I'm your host Captain Rye. In today's video I'm playing once again in what is one of my favorite tier 6 cruisers. Now this cruiser is of course the Perth, and it's basically a destroyer with a citadel and a catapult fighter, partly due to its special smoke. As the battle gets underway, it's Ring, it's standard battle mode, and there are a good number of destroyers on each team, a grand total of 4 destroyers per team. And those destroyers are going to come into play somewhat in this battle. Enemy Kirov is broadside on. I've got armor piercing loaded. Enemy destroyer has popped up. There was the Fusin. Pan-Asia destroyer, very dangerous to everything except a destroyer, unless you're out in the open in a destroyer and he's got good guns on you. Popping the Kirov with the armor piercing, continue to citadel him there. That's actually really good for me. Enemy team takes an early advantage here. They kill our Gallant with a detonation. Of course, our Gallant, well, he misplayed that terribly. Look where he is in relation to all of the ships up there. There was a Kirov, there's an Emerald, there's a Cleveland. He was out in the open, spotted by pretty much all of those, getting himself wrecked. Now I get torpedoes off at where I believed that Cleveland was going to go, and I've got torpedoes coming in here. They are going to fall short, but just to make sure, I speed up, risk the detection, plus in the process I'm going to get myself turned around here and get my port side torpedoes off and away at that Kirov. I have the high explosive loaded, and there's a reason for that. It's because the Kirov is no longer giving me broadside, and I know the high explosive will penetrate since I have the inertia fuse high explosive. Enemy Emerald popped up there briefly. He's in a smoke screen just back behind that island there, and he's in torpedo range, so I get torpedoes off at the headland of that island. If that Emerald is going to kind of try and edge around it, hopefully I'll hit him. In the meantime, I'm going to continue my fire on this Kirov. He's low enough health, and assuming my guns can actually connect, hopefully we can set him on fire and cause some problems for him. Enemy team takes an even bigger lead here because they've killed 3 of our 4 destroyers. And if you look at the situation, our last destroyer here is a Fubuki, and he's not doing anything. He's sitting in a smoke screen, engaging an Emerald who's probably got his hydroacoustic on. Kill the Kirov. Emerald is out in the open. He's on fire. Managed to hit him. Secondaries are actually going to set him on fire themselves. Get the armor piercing loaded. Shots out there, but my shots arrive seconds too late to get any kind of meaningful damage on him, as our friendly Fuso, who's back over here, takes him out of the game. Armor piercing still loaded. Hit the Gallant. Don't do a lot of damage, but switch back over to the high explosive. At this point, the enemy team now has an absolute advantage in this battle. They have killed all 4 of our destroyers. Well, they still have all 4 of their destroyers left. This means if they play it right, if they play it carefully, they can effectively just continue to harass us with torpedoes. They never have to be spotted again if they don't want to be. That includes the Gallant. There's a T-22, there's a Fusin, very dangerous destroyer at this point now because he didn't have to worry about getting spotted by any destroyers. However, if you look at the minimap situation, enemy destroyer up, making a suicide run on our friendly battleships all the way back over on the west side of the map. He gets himself killed, and we've managed to pull it back a little bit, especially as our Emerald helps take out that Fuso. So right now, we're equal as far as ships lost, but the enemy team still has that advantage because they still have 3 of their 4 destroyers. Of course, the way standard battle mode works, as well as domination with the points values, losing destroyers is not as detrimental to you for points as losing battleships and cruisers. Enemy Gallant pops up there. He's got torpedoes off at our Emerald. Our Emerald's fairly low health, so that's not going to be good for him. I'm going to get torpedoes into that center channel where I believe that Gallant is, and I'm going to push back towards the base here because I suspect that Gallant is going to try and cap or get onto our base and cause us to react to him, or at the very least stop us from gaining points. So I'm keeping myself a little bit of a wide berth here because there are a number of ships back behind me. If you'll see there's a New York, there's a New Mexico, and there's still that Cleveland, and the enemy T-22 has popped up down there. Now that T-22 is going to engage our Fuso. He's a little bit far out for me, so I can't really do much to guarantee a hit on him, but the Gallant, who's popped up here, is in range here. But as I get shots out, it doesn't matter. Kill him with a torpedo. It's always fun to do that to destroyers, especially if you're in a battleship. pop my smoke screen here because the Cleveland has decided to take an interest in me, so he's going to get shots out on me, and he is going to connect. He sets me on fire. It's really the first damage in the game that I've taken. I'm going to pop my hydroacoustic just in case there's torpedoes coming my direction, and pop my damage control and get that fire out. But that Cleveland did manage to connect a few more times. Now, did come to a full stop there, but start myself forward at the standard 1/4 speed so that I'm not a sitting duck. Again, because that T-22 was spotted down here, and he has torpedoes, and I do believe he could come up on me and try to torpedo me. In the meantime, continuing shots out at the Cleveland. I have him on fire, and I want to keep it that way. I'd like to burn him down. And of course, with my 6-inch guns, the Cleveland is going to be a very, very difficult boat to citadel. Teams are still roughly equal as far as ships lost, but if you look at the map situation, our team has managed to push around on the west side of the map down to their base. This is huge because now we're going to start putting pressure on their base, and all the ships that have pushed us back around on the south side here, on the east and south side here, they are going to have to react one way or another. Enemy T-22 pops up. I've already got torpedoes going at him into that smoke screen. So with any luck, maybe I'll connect with him. I did get spotted there. Cleveland takes advantage of that spotting and does put shots out. Fortunately, doesn't set me on fire, which is good for me. Gonna try and get more torpedoes out there just in case that T-22 wants to turn and come and follow. Now the T-22's got shots, torpedoes coming in here, so I do need to be careful. Fortunately, they are spotted. Don't have my catapult fighter available right now to spot. Hydroacoustic has just worn out, and my smoke is about to dissipate. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to bug out of the cap just a little bit, get myself into a better position, and hopefully get that Congo to come up here and start shooting at some of the other ships. Now, because there's a smoke screen between me and the Cleveland, but the Cleveland is spotted, I'm actually able to get shots off at the Cleveland without being spotted. And as you can see there, shots coming out of that smoke screen, that's the T-22. So he's still definitely in there, but it doesn't look like any of my torpedoes managed to connect with him. Launch my catapult fighter so I can spot any potential torpedoes, as well as spot other ships, including that T-22. But in the meantime, my team has really pushed up into their cap, and we are causing them some significant issues. At the very least, we're in the process of capping, and we're almost halfway done with it. So the enemy team has to turn around, and you can see all of their ships have turned around. They're going to play this as they should. They've turned around. They're going to go deal with the ships that are in their cap. They're going to try and reset. They're going to try and get up there and kill those ships if possible. And they've got a couple of good ships to do that with because they still have 2 destroyers. So those destroyers can get up there and they can spot for their battleships, and that's a huge factor when defending your base. And you can see there, they've already reset. And because the battleships are now preoccupied with the enemy ships at their base, with my friendly teammates at their base, they're not shooting at me. So I can get out here and I can start putting high explosive rounds onto these battleships and try to set them on fire. Now I set that New York on fire, but it looks like that New York has put that fire out. Switch my fire over to the New Mexico, trying to set a fire on him. It's always good to set fires on multiple targets if you can. But switching back over to the New York because, again, he's put the fire out. So I set him on fire yet again, so that's going to start burning up nicely. The enemy team has managed to kill one of our ships there, and they're still resetting the base. But in spite of the fact that they're resetting the base, they've lost another ship, so they're down to 4. We still have 5. But the fact that we're sitting on their base while they're not on ours means that my team is gaining points. This is just like domination mode, where if you can step on their base, even if you can't capture it, you can swing the points balance in your team's favor because you're preventing the enemy team from gaining those points. Now this New York is going to go try to drop behind the island, and at this point I've determined that there's nobody targeting me. The destroyers have gone back over to that side of the island, and the battleships are definitely also not paying attention to me. So I'm going to push up here, continue to try and get shots off. I think that New York has put that fire out yet again. So I'm going to try desperately to set him on fire, but unfortunately for me, he's gone back behind that island, and I've closed in a little too much here, so I'm not actually able to get any more shots out on him, which is really, really disappointing for me because I would love to continue to burn that guy down. However, New Mexico is out in the open, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to shoot at him. Enemy team has done a very good job of defending their base. Now, there's a little window of opportunity here. I might be able to get shots over this island through this gap there. Can I hit him? Come on. And no, it doesn't look like I did connect. I think, as you can see, the mountain has begun blocking my shots again. But that New York is very, very low health. My team is smart. They'll focus him down because, well, he's broadside on to 2 battleships, including a Fuso and that premium Italian battleship that I think is a tier 6. Managed to set the New Mexico on fire. This is good for me because now that's going to mean he's going to burn down. We take out that New York, but there's still a New Mexico. Our premium Italian battleship over there, he's low health and he's got a problem. Enemy Fusin, Pan-Asia destroyer, has popped up here and is closing in. Now, he is detected, which I don't necessarily recommend in this case, but that battleship very, very low health. And this ship very dangerous to our battleships at this point because, well, he's got those deep water torpedoes and they do love to hit battleships. So because this guy is spotted, I'm going to go ahead and shoot at him. I'm going to get shots out at him. You can see he's popping a smoke. He's slamming on his brakes. Gonna try and get him. Come on, and set him on fire, knock his engine out. It looks like that was going to burn a little bit, but our friendly battleship takes him out. So, kill stolen a little bit from me, but that destroyer is dead. This makes me very, very happy because he is a danger to all of us. Our friendly battleships gets taken out. The Arizona, or the New Mexico there, managed to set him on fire. I think this Arizona is actually firing high explosive, and so he burns him down and he's dead. Fuso gets taken out by the T-22's torpedoes. That was unfortunate for the Fuso, but was kind of to be expected given where that Fuso was located and where that T-22 is. Now, I've popped my smoke screen. Prior to this, I had it available, but I wasn't using it. And I wasn't using it because nobody was targeting me. They were preoccupied with that Fuso. The enemy team, though, has done an excellent job defending their base. They've gotten rid of all of the enemies camping here, but they have a problem. There's 2 of them left, and there's 2 of us left. They have an advantage. They have the T-22, a very good destroyer, in my opinion, for what it is at Tier 5, and it could cause some serious problems. However, their New Mexico player, I'm almost convinced this guy's a bot, because he's firing high explosive at what should be a broadside Congo. And he's got a problem with me shooting at him. I'm spamming inertia fuse high explosive, and I'm actually doing a pretty good job of setting him on fire. And with the inertia fuse, you can see there, it's just going right through the bows, the deck, and the superstructure, and causing a lot of damage. So more hits there, those shatter, but he is on fire and he's burning down. More hits, and that's going to be it. Finish him off, burn him down, and now there's just 1 ship left on the enemy team, and that's the enemy T-22. At this point, I've still got a lot of health, and in a one-on-one engagement between me and a T-22, provided I don't take a torpedo, I'm gonna win that engagement every single time. This T-22 could go down, and he could cause some problems to our Congo, but that would mean putting himself out of position and basically giving me free reign to do whatever I want in his base. It also puts him way out of position if he wants to go try and cap our base. Now, the T-22 did spot me, and shots coming in there, from where those shots came in, that tells me exactly where he's at. He's actually back at his base in there, so I'm going to go ahead, smoke screen's out, my catapult fighter's on cooldown, but he doesn't know that. My hydro is now available. Now, normally, I would use the catapult fighters in this situation to A, help spot the destroyer, and B, help spot any incoming torpedoes. But since I don't have that, I'm going to kind of vary my position a little bit, maneuver a little bit. Keep that speed up, though. Not going to change the speed here because, well, the Perth is one of those cruisers that the slower it goes, the slower it turns. You really do need that speed to get that turn completed quickly. Enemy T-22 pops up there within detection range. For him, you can see there that detection range about 6.4 kilometers. So I'm going to go ahead, try and get shots out at him and connect with him. But T-22 is a skinny little boat. He is very maneuverable as well. And given the spread that my guns have, it's going to be very, very difficult for me to really connect at this point, especially as he's waggling the tail of his ship about. He's doing a good job dodging. But of course, as he's doing that, and as I'm doing that as well, he's having a hard time connecting. And even the shots that he's connecting, because those are just destroyer caliber guns, they're not doing a lot of damage to me. Fortunately for me, and unfortunately for him though, you can see the direction he's going and the position that he's in. This means I am now in his base. Once again, his base is under threat of being captured. Now he can constantly reset me, but look at the time left on the clock. There's not a lot of time left on the clock here in this game. And the points difference, even if he managed to sink me, even if he managed to sink our Congo, there's not enough points difference for him to win the match, provided at least one of us, of course, survives. Hit him again, caused big damage there. He's very low health, shots going out there, but he's smart. He stopped firing, and now he's dropped off detectability. I popped my hydroacoustic here. I've got my fighter up yet again, so hopefully I'll be able to spot any torpedoes, and there are the torpedoes that I suspected. And with any luck, maybe I'll be able to spot him as well. The way the catapult fighters go around you, they're an extra couple of kilometers out from you, so the detection range, maybe, although I think with the T-22, the fighters aren't going to do that good. Now, I contemplate chasing this guy here based on where he was last seen, and I'm still being detected, so I know he's within that, but I decide I'm not gonna do it. Instead, I'm gonna turn hard here, I'm gonna slow down to stay inside the cap, and I'm just gonna go ahead and start capping out. Our Congo is almost up in the cap zone there, so once he's there, we'll start capping a lot quicker. I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna get a spread of torpedoes off on one side of that island, because I kind of suspected that that T-22 might go up and around that island and circle back. Pop my smoke screen so I'm no longer detected, so I can't be reset now because I'm not visible. Gonna try and get my torpedoes on the other side off on the other side of that island, again, because you never know where he could be lurking. And I'm gonna slow down here. Now, as I do that, what's gonna happen here is that T-22 is going to open up on our Congo. Or, well, he's going to try to open up in my smoke screen. And where those shots came in tell me that he's relocated. He's actually behind me there. And so I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to pop out here of my smoke screen. And if he fires again, hopefully I can spot him now that I'm out of my smoke screen. Yes, there he is. Can I get shots off there? Come on, he's low health. A full broadside should kill him. He drops off detectability as I drop back into the smoke, and none of my shots connect. That really disappoints me. So I'm going to take some blind shots out here at him. There's not enough time left really to get going and connect with him, as we're going to cap out in just seconds to secure a victory for the game. Now that T-22 did a good job. He played to the end. He survived, which is always impressive. 130,000 damage done in that game. Only 3 kills, but Confederate, high caliber, and a devastating strike killing that galleon. With my 1 torpedo hit in the game, killing a destroyer. Always, always fun and enjoyable. And of course, with a result like this, you would expect to see top of the team for XP earned, and you would be correct. But what's surprising here, I earned 2,400 base XP, and the next nearest guy on my team only earned 1,200. So I earned double the base XP of the next nearest person on my team. Talk about a carry machine. Anyway, that's it for today's video, folks. If you liked the video, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and leave a comment down below. If you'd like to get semi-regular channel news and updates, you can do so by liking and following me on Facebook. If you've got a replay like this one that you'd like to see featured on my channel, you can send it to my email. If you'd like to help support me in the channel, you can do so by becoming my supporter on Patreon. And if you'd like to watch me play various games live, you can do so by following me on Twitch. You can find the links for all of those in the video description down below. And as always, I'll see you next time. This is Captain Rye, signing off.